Hey folks, I've got a new generator to test out today. It's from Westinghouse. It's an inverter generator. Their model number iGen 2200. I'm going to take it out of the box, service it out, load it up with some gas, do some load tests on it, see how loud it is. Y'all stick around, let's check it out. So I've got no complaints about the packaging. This one shipped in, the box came undamaged, the unit was undamaged. They give you an owner's manual. I'm going to skip over the majority of the unpacking here. They give you a set of tools, a spark plug wrench, setup, a screwdriver for taking the side panels off, a oil funnel that screws into the oil fill port and give you enough oil to fill up the crankcase. It's got some tabs on it that you got to pull out. I didn't break them. So it ships without any oil in the crankcase at all, so you got to be sure to put oil in it or you won't have it for very long. So everybody knows what it looks like putting oil in an engine, so I'm going to kind of fast forward over this. The trick is to do it without making a mess. And they give you just enough oil to fill it up, which is good enough. The next thing I like to do before I start one up is to pull the spark plug out for a couple of reasons. The first one is just so that I can inspect the spark plug, make sure it's not cracked or damaged in any way. I don't want to pull on the starting rope several times and waste a lot of time trying to make it run when it could be something as simple as a spark plug damage that keeps you from running. This one looks pretty good. The second thing I like to do is skeet a little oil off in the cylinder, just to kind of lube up the rings and the cylinder walls, because it's probably dry in there. I don't like to start it brand new out of the box without doing this and risk scratching the cylinder walls or anything. So just put a little oil in there, pull the rope a few times just to kind of spread it around, and then put the spark plug back in. Remember to connect the spark plug wire. One thing I kind of wish this one had was the ability to put oil in and change the oil, drain the oil out without having to take the side cover off. I don't know how common that is, but it's just something I'll have to live with on this one. So the side snaps back on. It's got a couple of screws that holds it in place. Probably more or less just to keep that panel from vibrating. Next step is to put some gasoline in it. They do give you a fuel strainer that fits in the top of the tank just to kind of filter out the large particulates. I think this has nearly a 1 gallon fuel tank on it, so it doesn't take a lot to fill it up. Just be careful when you're filling it up so that you don't overfill it. Once it's got oil in it, it's got gas in it, it's time to fire it up for the first time. So that smoke there is obviously the result of the oil that I sprayed into the cylinder prior to the first starting. It doesn't do that every time. I was kind of surprised. It is pretty quiet. It sounded like a Nevenroot outboard when I first started it up, and with that oil in there, it kind of smelled like it. So this is a 1500 watt space heater. Well, it's 1500 watts on high. I'm running it on low right now, which is probably about 1000 watts. I'm not going to load it real heavy here initially. I'm going to run through some run cycles, let it heat up, cool off, verify that it's all working. But so in a kind of a second part of this video, I'm going to connect this Westinghouse inverter generator to my house. I'm going to connect it to my 240 volt transfer switch on the side of my house. I'll hook it up to the oscilloscope, go through the house, turn on some lights and television and stuff like that, just kind of see how it performs. Anyway, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, drop your comments in the comment section below. I appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.